to me. That's unreal to me. I cannot believe we woke up this morning and got a Kingdom Hearts 4 reveal trailer, and we're getting a new One Piece chapter, and I remained unspoiled. What is going on, everybody? RogersBase here with my live reaction and review discussion for One Piece Manga chapter 1046. Apologies for the slight delay, but I did not expect to wake up this morning to a Kingdom Hearts 4 trailer. I had to do a live reaction for that. Like instantly, had to do a live reaction. So apologies for the slight delay, but clearly didn't really matter all that much. Tons of you are still in here. Tons of you are still hyped for this chapter, and I remained unspoiled. So it's a win-win situation. Without any further ado, because I've made you guys wait long enough, let us jump right into my live reaction to 1046. By the way, shout out to Alienware for sponsoring the video. I have an integration that's coming up at the end of my live reaction, so stay tuned. There's going to be a lot of good stuff. Chapter 1046, Rizo. Let's go. 1046, German double sixes, An Emotionless Excursion, Volume 9, Two Intruders and Pudding's Home, Chocolate Town. All right. Two Intruders. Oh, this obviously is, yeah, the Vinsmoke brothers that broke free. Okay. This is kind of cool, though. All right. I was thinking this might be something else for a second, but then I remembered what story we're in right now. So obviously that's got to be the brothers. Okay. What do you think I should call that last one? The Gum Gum what? I just have one question. All right, so we're continuing the fight with Luffy and Kaido saying, "Who are you?" in his hybrid form. Who are you? Who? You guys can already tell. Mom, I'm going all over the place this morning. I can't believe I'm really from Kingdom Hearts 4. I apologize. That's a great shot of Luffy, by the way, too. How long has it been since I heard this rhythm, Joy Boy? Oh, Joy Boy, it's as though you're right there. My heart is dancing. I cannot help but feel that fate is at work. I cannot help but put my hopes in him. And Luffy going, who am I? I am Monkey D. Luffy, the man who will surpass you, Kaido, and become... Doom doom. Great shot of Luffy's face there, by the way, with the eyebrows, really clear shot of him. And become king of the pirates. Very good. Get that proclamation from Luffy out of the way. A couple pages in. Kaido saying, I'm relieved to hear that you still got sass, Straw Hat. Awakening is what happens when your mind and body catch up to your powers. And those are certainly ridiculous powers. Okay. So Kaido explaining exactly what awakening is. What happens when your mind and body catch up to your powers. Okay, so... I mean, that kind of makes sense. That's kind of what we already know, right? With Doflamingo and Katakuri. So that's not really a huge surprise. But cool to hear it from him. I've lost quite a lot. Much of what I've built up over the years. My followers, my castle. Same for you, right? And then Luffy screaming, but there's still something I got to take back from you. Also, really cool shot. And I love the fact that in this shot at the bottom panel, the bottom right panel right there, Luffy's hair kind of looks like the Gum Gum fruit, which is kind of neat. I like that a lot. So he's getting smacked with another attack. Kundali, Dragon Swarm. So Kaido's going in. More of those impacts, and then you see Luffy punching back as well. Take this. Just exchanging blows, beat for beat. You could see, I mean, that still looks so painful. Where Luffy is punching and rubberizing parts of Kaido's body, and it's expanding from his back. And then meanwhile, Kaido's kind of doing the same thing to him, where it's got the impact of the Kanabo on Luffy's face. And you got the spike sticking out. So Luffy's coughing up. The battle is burning everything below, from the performance floor to the castle. There are thousands of your men trapped down there too. They'll all burn to death. And Luffy's saying, nope, I left everyone else in charge down there. All I gotta do, and he's going Roadrunner real quick, is beat you. And meanwhile, Kaido's saying, Demolition Gust. Oh, that's great. That's a great attack from Luffy. Luffy pulling up his pants. Looks like he's in a Cuphead scene right there. That's so funny. Just yanking up his crotch, and Kaido's attack goes right through it. All right. Performance floor under the dome. That's a great little bit of the Luffy Kaido fight. I like that. Get a little bit of exposition in there. We get Kaido explaining Awakening. We get some blow for blows. And then finally you get Luffy doing that. It looks very nice. All right, so we're jumping back to the other characters this week then. Okay, performance floor under the dome. Put out the flames. It's just beyond the castle. All the towers are burning too. Are you okay, Nami? What do we do? The fires are only going to get bigger. And she's going, Chopper, and Zoro, and Sanji, and Frankie, and Usopp, and Robin, and Brook, and Jinbei, they're all missing. Are they stuck in the fire? And Nami's saying, oh no, really? But we can't even search for them because all of Onigashima's burning at this point. We're in danger right here. Unless this island lands on the ground again, there's no escape. Oh, that's a cute little shot too, with Chopper asking Zeus if he can make it rain. And then little Zeus has X's in his eyes, looking all cute, and Chibi saying, that fire will give me burns too. I love that Zeus is part of the squad officially now too. Such a funny thing. Chopper can just have conversations with Zeus. I love it. Okay, that's such a cute little shot of the Chibi face. Okay, castle basement. It's too late. The flames are on all sides. There's no escape. Damn it all. Beppo looks like he's knocked out, saying, I can't take the heat. Our favorite little polar bear friend is burning up. You're such a handful, Beppo. But man, it really is hot, though. And you've got all the rest of them holding him. Maybe we are done for. I can't imagine getting out alive at this point. Help us, Captain. So they're all probably going to run towards Law then. Meanwhile, they're in the basement. Whoa, you poor guy. We're so sorry. We have no words. Oh, they think Brook... they think Brook is all burned up. He's like, excuse me, I might be a corpse, but I promise you I'm not charred. If there were only a way for all of us to escape. Brook's still with Robin. There might not be. Pleasure Hall, Left Brain Tower. Okay. There's no getting out this way. The entire garden's gone. Okay, now we're getting... I mean, I understand that it needs to show us all these characters, but we're getting that thing that sometimes One Piece does where it's like, we don't need to see every single person's reaction to the fire saying, oh, I don't know how we're going to get out of here. The fire's burning up. Like, yeah, we know. You're all trapped down there. Luffy said you're leaving it up to them. Like, show us the one that's actually going to do something. This seems like padding to me. All right. Oh, okay. Now we're... Okay. Okay, we're seeing Apu, though. We haven't seen Apu in a while. All right. Basement. EBB. So we've got the numbers over here. Don't complain about how hot it is. Break down the wall or we're going to die. You want a working arm, or do you want to live? What is that size good for if you're not going to use it, moron? And he's stomping down, and meanwhile, we got the number over here. Oh, you want to fight, huh? Yeah, see, like this... why are we seeing this? All right, basement. Special attack, green star sprinkler. Okay. Literally a drop in the bucket, and we need a lot more than that. Shut up, I got to do something. I made a promise to Izo. I want to save Kinemon and Kiku, and while we're at it, I want to save myself. Well, you going to include my name in that list too, boss? Hamlet, I guarantee you he's not thinking about you right now. Nobody's thinking. Literally nobody is thinking about Hamlet. No one. We just saw Luffy go Gear 5 for the first time. He's fighting Kaido. We're at the end of this fight, and all of the main characters are at risk of dying and being burnt up. And Hamlet thinks we care about him. We do not. This is getting kind of ridiculous. Now, one of them has to do something. All right, Right Brain Tower. How is there this much fire in the castle? Okay, so Frankie's screaming again. All right, here we go. Jinbei's probably going to put it out. There you go. Fourth floor. Jinbei, or I'm still sticking by the Zunisha thing, where Zunisha puts it out. That she just sucks up some water and then shoots it out of her trunk. I'm good with that, too. We talked about that on the mini Reverie, and I'm fine with that, too. All right, fourth floor. I'm prepared, Sir Jinbei. I appreciate your faith in me. Luffy chose you samurai for our alliance. So why would I doubt you? Now come. Oh, and here's Raizo. Oh, it's probably going to be Raizo, too, that's going to do something because the chapter's named Raizo. Okay. If anything, I am the one putting my trust in you. I have been prepared for this ever since that fateful day. And there's a little shot of Lady Toki again. Hiyori Momonosuke. I failed to protect Lord Oden that day. Left his family exposed to the flames of the burning castle, and despite my ninjutsu, I failed to protect a single one of them. I shamed myself, but I swore never to let that happen again, and so... Oh, yeah, see, here we go. So it is. Oh, wait a minute. It's Zoe. What is this rain? Junisa's bathing. What a deluge. May I take some of it? Okay, here we go. So technically, it is going to end up being Zunisha's trunk water, but it's the trunk water that Raizo caught in a scroll. I refuse to allow anyone who undertook this righteous raid to perish in mere flames. I've left you waiting long enough. Now witness a flood that will have you doubting your very eyes. Nimpo scroll jutsu, the elephant's bath. Nin. Okay. Cool. Oh, that's a neat shot right there, where the water's coming out of the scroll, but Jinbei is utilizing Fishman Jujutsu Restoration. This is a big one. Water Heart, Ocean Current Shoulder Throw. Think about all the things. I love this, by the way. Think about all the things that Jinbei has done during the story arc. Not only has Jinbei shown back up again and taken down Who's Who, but Jinbei very early on was helping the ship. We're getting this. Jinbei is awesome. Such an awesome addition to the crew. Okay, so he's utilizing the elephant water from the scroll. Ocean Current Shoulder Throw Restoration. Look at that. That looks like one of those toys that you would get. That's like the tubes that are filled with water. And then you go like this with the tubes and they go back and forth. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? I don't know. I'll pull up a picture later. It doesn't matter. All right, but that's kind of what it looks like. Okay, third floor. That's a really cool shot. It's another dead end. We can't go on, BB. Well, what's the point of this battle if you let a few sparks beat you? Did someone run around committing arson or what? Wait, what is this? Meanwhile, all the water's coming down. Flush out the entire castle. And please, Nin, let it be in time. Save everyone, oh water of Zo. Okay, good. First floor, you got Killer again? Let me down, boys. Man, this is kind of a long chapter, it feels like. Please, Killer, at least let us do this for you. Fwa. Where do we go, though? There's no escape. It's really rumbling. It's water. We're saved. All right, so here comes all the water. Hurry, Momonosuke. Why? Kaido's still alive. I can't hold it any longer. The flame clouds aren't going to last. And meanwhile, we got Chopper falling down with fire on his butt, it looks like. You have to make flame clouds to keep Onigashima aloft. It's always been the only solution. Momo's surprised, even though Yamato's been telling him this. Yamato's yanking on his... Oh! Now that is a cool shot. Luffy grabbing lightning from the sky. Throwing lightning bolts down. Onigashima is going to fall. Yo! That is a cool shot right there. That is a neat shot. Luffy grabbing the lightning bolts while he's floating in the sky. Looking down at Kaido. Kaido looking up in his hybrid form. And Luffy smiling and Kaido smiling too. To be continued. Okay, One Piece 1046 end. Are we on break? Are we on break? We are on break. We are on break. Okay. Bit of a bummer. Okay. All right. Review time. Here we go. Actually, real quick, hold on. Before I start my review, I want to give a quick shout out to Alienware because they've been so kind to sponsor my streams this month. I got to give my shout out to them. Give me 1 second. Now, if you watched my live reaction stream last week, then you already know that all month long, I am fortunate enough to have all of my manga reaction streams sponsored by my longtime brand partners over at Alienware. And not only did they agree to sponsor my manga reaction videos, they also are sending me a full stream setup refresh, a new desktop, a new monitor, new headphones, I'm getting a new keyboard, a new backpack, and to top it all off, a new gaming laptop as well. Now, I actually unboxed this on last week's stream, but so you can see it here, this is the new X14. This is a sleek, amazing little gaming machine. It's powered with NVIDIA technology. It's got that amazing Power Boost 2.0 GPU. It's got the DLSS features that up the frame rate and also generate sharp images. And the LCD has the new NVIDIA G-Sync Ultimate technology in it, which delivers really stunning contrast, beautiful cinematic colors, lifelike HDR visuals, and all around makes my gaming on this thing an absolute dream. So once again, massive shout out to my friends over at Alienware for sponsoring today's live stream. I cannot wait to play more with my X14, and I can't wait to hook up my new monitor whenever it ends up arriving. So look forward to that in an upcoming video. And now on to One Piece manga chapter 1046. There we go. Okay, good. I just had to get that in there. Once again, thank you, Alienware. Really appreciate them sponsoring the stream over the course of this month. Really awesome. All right, review time. Here we go. One Piece Manga Chapter 1046 review. My initial thoughts on this chapter is I think Oda did something with this chapter that he does a lot in the end of these really epic story arcs. We saw this in Dressrosa, obviously, with like the time thing, where Gear 4 had the time limit, and then we spent all those extra chapters with them like cheering on Luffy, counting down to when he could use Gear 4 again. That's kind of what this one felt like a lot too. It felt like a lot of unnecessary padding. I feel like this chapter could have easily been the stuff with Luffy and Kaido in the beginning, maybe a quick one bubble shot of all the Straw Hats' reactions to the fire amidst what Chopper's saying, where the fires are only getting bigger, we're all going to burn up at this point. We see the Beppo bit and we see the Apu bit because we haven't seen them in a long time. Maybe the Hamlet line, and then we jump into the stuff with Raizo. It just felt a little weird to have every single reaction from all the Straw Hats thrown in there before the thing with Raizo and Jinbei. The solution to the fire, I think, was good. Having it be Zunisha's water, great. Obviously predictable, something a lot of us have been saying, but I think it makes sense for the story. I like it a lot. It also kind of goes thematically along with everything else that we've seen in Wano Country, where Zunisha obviously has always been an ally, as well as the Minks, to that of the Kozuki clan. So to see them working together to actually take down this major threat that's been burning up the castle and really like, you know, throwing everybody for a loop, I think that's great. I like seeing more of that scroll power from Raizo, being able to capture different elements and then using them again. We saw that with the blast burn. We're seeing that again here. I think Raizo's powers are really neat. And I love that Jinbei's doing something cool. I think that's fantastic. Seeing Jinbei do the ocean current shoulder throw with all of the water and then having it traverse through the rest of Onigashima, I think is great. I think this is really, really good. This I like. I think I would have been less perturbed by the pacing in this one if we weren't going on break, but also I'm not complaining about the break thing. I'm not, because, and I don't want it to sound like I am, because we have had banger after banger after banger for 3 weeks straight at this point. Oda needs his breaks. And to me, if we're looking at the last chapter, chapter 1045, the last one we live reacted to, that kind of felt like a volume ender to me. And obviously the most recent manga volume of One Piece just got released, right? In Japan, it just got released. And the most recent manga chapter prior to this one would have been the 10th chapter in the next volume, if that's what they're going to go along with. Meaning that the focus of the volume that just got released is obviously the Sanji and Zoro stuff. The focus on the next one will be Gear 5, and this feels like the resolution, right? The opening to the resolution volume that will presumably be volume 104. And then, you know, within the next 4 or 5 chapters, we get maybe the conclusion of the stuff with Luffy and Kaido, right? And so we put out the fire, we get all that stuff set up. So I think this is cool. I've got no problems with this. And this also, like I said, feels like a volume intro type chapter, because we're seeing all the straw, and maybe that was the purpose, right? Maybe in the grand context of Wano Country, and when we see where this is placed in the volumes, that's what this chapter is going to be, and why it was so important to see all the Straw Hats' reactions. So you know what? In Oda, I trust. So I'm not too upset about that. That's fine. And the past few chapters have all been amazing. They can't all be 10 out of 10s, so that's okay. Further confirmation that, you know, Momo's going to have to use the flame clouds to keep Onigashima afloat. Onigashima going to fall. I mean, the two things that stand out in this chapter, to me at least, right away, the two shots are the shot of Luffy in the sky holding onto the Thunderbolt. That is just an incredibly sick shot. And the other one is the one, ironically enough, of Luffy pulling his crotch up and doing the classic Looney Tunes thing to dodge Kaido's attack. I thought that one was really cool as well. I really enjoyed that one. I liked that one a lot. So I think both those shots are really cool. And I also, of course, really liked the Jinbei shot with the ocean current shoulder throw. And once again, as I mentioned during my live reaction, Jinbei coming through as, you know, really an MVP for the Straw Hats throughout all this. I feel like Jinbei's been doing a lot Jinbei taking out Who's Who, giving us more information. That was our first tease about the fruit, you know, being super important. Jinbei doing the stuff with the ship early on. Jinbei arriving in Wano country, this being his first full arc with the Straw Hats. Jinbei doing the ocean current shoulder throw, putting out the fire along with the flame, along with the water. I think that was awesome. Love seeing Beppo in this chapter as well. Also really love seeing that Chibi Zeus, when Chopper was explaining what was going on with the flames, and him saying, yo, could you make it rain, Zeus? And Zeus saying, the fire's gonna give me burns. I can't do anything. So I liked that a lot. I thought that was really cute. Yeah. Overall, I think this is a very standard One Piece chapter, right? With some really cool stuff thrown in with Kaido and Luffy. But I really do hope that when we come back from the break, we get a solid chunk of the Luffy and Kaido finale. Maybe the first half of the next chapter is putting out the flames. The second half is a giant attack from Luffy. And then maybe the one after that is the conclusion of the fight. I don't know. But, I mean, obviously the art's very good here. Interesting to see the numbers again during this chapter 2, or the number, right, EBB. But also, at this point, it's like, unless they're going to give us more exposition for these guys, I don't really know. I don't really care. I'm sure it's going to come into play a little bit later. I'm sure. This stuff with Apu and the numbers. I don't know how, but I'm sure it's going to, because Oda would not put that in there if he wasn't going to use it. So obviously that's going to come into play at some point. And obviously the stuff with Hamlet too was a really funny gag with Usopp. With Hamlet saying, you're going to include my name in the list, right, of people you want to make a promise to and save. So I think that's kind of funny. You know, but overall, you know, just solid. Not amazing, not shocking, but good, solid chapter, continuing on the exposition. And I think that's really all we needed. And, you know, One Piece is going on break next week, but that's fine because I already have a video planned that's going to go up next Sunday, so don't even worry about that. You guys are going to get a really good One Piece video next Sunday, so stay tuned. Make sure you're tuning in. Still same time, 8 a.m. Sunday next week. There'll be a One Piece video. It's going to be a good one. I'm going to be talking about something that we discussed at length in the mini reverie, but I'm going to dive into it a little bit more now that we know more about Luffy, and you know, and now that the story is continuing on. So I think you guys are really going to enjoy that video. But yeah, otherwise, I don't know. There's not really much more for me to discuss on this one, which feels weird. I'm never through the reaction and the review in less than a half an hour, and yet here we are at the 22-minute mark. But I feel like we also don't need to drag it out. I feel like sometimes that's what these chapters are like, and there's no problem with that, right? So what I want to do real quick before I get into super chats and theories, because maybe you guys are going to bring up things that I didn't end up seeing in this chapter, and you're going to introduce things to me where you're like, oh my gosh, Roger, you missed this really killer thing. It's awesome. Before we do that, I want to see what James did for the thumbnail this week. I want to see what he chose. My assumption is he probably chose Raizo. Maybe he chose... Ooh. All right. Oh, this is cool. James thumbnail art. All right, check this out. Check this out. Go to gaming. Here we go. So James left 2 again for the thumbnail. First off, 1046A. Beautiful intercut if I choose to use it of Raizo. And I love what he did here too with the water on either side of the scroll, and then Raizo using the nin powers. Oh, I like this a lot. Good work, James. Good work. Very good work. I love this. Really nice shot. I love the water on the side too. So I'm assuming the other one, based on it being so blue, is Jinbei. Wow. Wow. Look how detailed he made. James, why did you make 2? Why'd you... I mean, I appreciate it. Don't get me wrong. But my man, you're doing extra work. He's coming in. He said, I want to give RogersBase options. Clearly, I went with the right artist. Every single week, James delivers. Look at this. Kentaro PJJ, not disappointing, coming through with this beautiful drawing of Jinbei using the ocean current shoulder throw. Gorgeous. Any other week, I mean, this would just be the thumbnail. This is all I need. Maybe I'm not even going to be in the thumbnail this week. Maybe I'm just going to do Raizo and Jinbei and call it a day. Maybe that's what we're gonna do. The art's too good. I don't need to be in this. Or maybe I'll put my face on the scroll, put the Raizo stuff over there, and have the water in the background. Excuse me, I don't know. That's gorgeous, though. Wow. James coming through. I mean, look how detailed this is, too. With the scratches on Jinbei and the water. Wow. James is truly super. What's this thumbnail art? I mean, even the detail here. Look at this, like the water, the way that it's folding over Jinbei's fingers. What he did with that. Even the expression that he did on Jinbei's face. Gorgeous. And then this again with Raizo, I think is awesome. Yeah, I got to figure out how I'm going to layer this. Maybe I'll have Raizo in the middle, have my face on one side, on the other side have Jinbei. The only thing is, where am I going to put where it says One Piece 1046 is the only thing. I don't know where I'm going to put that. This is super cool, though. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Yeah, James coming through once again. Absolutely beautiful. Eto in the chat is going, man, James really is wild. And Mimsy is saying, wow, the Jinbei in particular looks amazing. Yoshi Pudding, very on point considering Kingdom Hearts 4 got announced this morning, saying that is simple and clean. So, perfect way to describe it. Wow, absolutely killer, dude. Absolutely killer. James does not miss. Super GOAT artist, thank you for all your support to Roger. Well, to be fair, I also pay him, so it's not like he's just doing it for free. But yeah, I mean, really, he's doing phenomenal. Going with James to be my thumbnail artist was literally the best decision I could have ever made. Because now I don't have to worry about having cool dynamic thumbnails. I have something hyped to look forward to every single week. I love it. So thank you very much, James. Appreciate that. You are awesome. Nakama. All right, let's jump back here. I have a lot of super chats to get through, so I'm going to go in order from beginning to end. Thankfully, there weren't too many of you. Thankfully, this isn't like last week. Last week, my voice was gone by the end of it. There were so many different super chats, so many different donations. So I'm going to go in order. Thankfully, I could see from the very beginning of the stream already today, goes all the way back to Kesu, re-upping his membership, saying, I never know what to say here. Hello, I guess. And by the way, Obi is best boy. Obi is indeed best boy. Zara, resubscribing, saying, is the stream canceled? Absolutely not. We were just delayed because of Kingdom Hearts. Welcome, welcome. Johnny Leviscu just came through with the membership. Thank you very much, Nakama. Isla, hey, coming through. My friend from France. Coming through saying, big ups from Paris. I still missed a few live streams with work, but now I'm a brand ambassador for Austrian Spirits, and I'm head bartender. Still waiting for you. Prepare yourself for those crazy nights in Paris. Yo, thank you very much. Coming through again. I always love seeing you in here. Oh, by the way, are you modded, Isla? If you're not, I'm going to make sure you're modded by the next one. Really awesome to always see you in here. Kono in the chat's going, no more lens flare thumbnails? Now we've evolved. We've evolved. I don't need to do the lens flare thumbnails anymore. I don't got to worry about that. Lens flare thumbnails with fan art pulled from the internet. We're not doing that anymore. We got James. He's coming through with the good stuff. Thank you, Isla. Appreciate that. Thank you very much. Always a pleasure seeing you in here. All right, let's see. King Taz coming through saying, Ultra Instinct and Toon World equals Straw Hat Joy Boy. You're not wrong, King Taz. And Furquin NC Root just became a Mammoth Boy. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Nakama. I'm surprised it doesn't say that you re-upped your membership, because I know you've been a member before. So thank you very much, Furquin, for coming through again. OOK Munster said, what devil fruit do you want to see in the future? I want to see a salt fruit. I brought this up before. I think there's really cool possibilities with the salt fruit potentially being the one that could control water and being able to manipulate water because of the salt water. I think just could be really neat. And I also think there's cool things you could do with salt where you could like harden it and then turn it into a battle axe or turn it into a sword or something. And I think a character with a salt fruit could be really OP and really powerful. I'm still of the mindset that there's a possibility that Emu has the salt fruit. With Emu, obviously, reverse being Umi, water. So I don't know. I think that could be really cool. But I think a salt fruit, I know that sounds very bizarre. And that's maybe not something that people would normally say. But I think a salt fruit would be really neat. So, yeah. Thank you for your donation theory. Kami said, is it possible that Luffy can rubberize energy itself? I mean, can Luffy rubberize energy itself? Maybe. Maybe that's what Oda's trying to telegraph with him grabbing the lightning bolt at the ending? Maybe. Yeah, I mean, we saw the stuff with the blast burn before where he flipped up the ground and then shot the thing back. So I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't put it past him. Luffy's powers are indeed the most ridiculous in the world. So I feel like, yeah, why not? He could rubberize lightning bolts and then let him loose into Kaido, or he could rubberize fire maybe. Would be kind of interesting and weird. I think that'd be cool too. I don't know if we're necessarily going to see that, considering the fact the fire just went out during this chapter with Jinbei and Raizo. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not entirely sure. That's a good question. Brutus donated and said, I think the cover stories are Crocodile and Mr. One. See, I think that's got to be the Vince Smoke brothers, right? Because the last time that we saw them, here, let's go up to this real quick. Hold on. Let's go back on Viz. I want to pull this up. I want to see the previous chapter. 1045. Oh no, that was the color spread. What was 1044? Who did we see last time? Emotionless excursion, Mama's way on her trip to begin the experience. Oh, well, you know what? See, I was thinking that the two people in the beginning were Ichiji and Niji. Because it's been a while, and we had the color spread last week, and I just assumed they had already been freed. But you know what? No. No, it's not. Also, I didn't mean Ichiji and Niji. I meant Yonji and Niji. Excuse me. Niji and Yonji are down on the ground right here. Maybe that's Reiju and Ichiji? Maybe? Going to save Yonji and Niji? I mean, I would love it to be Crocodile and Mr. One. Or I'd love it to be someone from Blackbeard's crew. I think it'd be really cool as well. I said really crew, but I think it'd be really cool as well, right? Because a lot of people had the idea that Blackbeard was going to sort of take advantage of the opportunity that so many of the Big Mom pirates are in Wano country right now, that maybe he sent some people over there to deal with the remnants of Whole Cake Island. I don't know. I gotta be honest, I didn't even think of that as a possibility. I just assumed they were Vince Smokes. But you're probably right. It probably is somebody else. And Rob clarified those aren't Germa shoes. One had high heels on. Wait, let's go back again real quick. 1046. Let's look at this again. It looked like regular boots. I'm not seeing high heels. It looks like they're just both wearing boots. And obviously there's capes. Yeah, I don't know. Two intruders in Pudding's home, Chocolate Town. And what is this guy thinking of? He's thinking of different jewels? What is this? There's like 3 little jewels with an exclamation point. I don't know what this means. We'll see. I don't know. It's fun to speculate that it's not just somebody basic, though. That could be someone really cool. I do like the idea that it's maybe someone from Blackbeard's crew. That's neat. That's really neat. Well, we'll see. Let's keep this up. Thank you very much, Brutus. Etosis donated again and said, do you think Luffy could rubberize all of Onigashima in order to save the fall? Thank you for the stream. I think it's possible, but I don't think it's going to happen. I think this is Momo's chance to shine. I think Momo is going to use the Cloud Flames to hold up Onigashima, sort of in a parallel moment to Oden, right, his father, where we're going to see Momo maybe utilizing all his strength, not being able to be in his dragon form any longer, channeling all the dragon form powers through his hands, and then, you know, literally standing there holding Onigashima with the flame clouds right above his head, but looking like Oden, because obviously now that Momo's been aged up, he's going to look like Oden when you see his human form. So I think that's what we're going to see. I think we're going to see a parallel of Oden holding up the scabbards. Only difference is we're going to see Momo holding up Onigashima with the flame clouds underneath it in parallel to Oden. That's my guess. I feel pretty strongly about that too. I've been saying that for chapters now. I really do think that's going to be the iconic shot for Momo holding up Onigashima with the flame clouds. It's going to be the parallel to Oden. And then it's on the day of the Fire Festival as well, so it goes back to the Toki thing with the ghosts of Onigashima. So you're going to have the people in the Fire Festival looking at the grown-up Oden or grown-up Momo looking like Oden, holding up Onigashima. There's too much that ties into that I think, I don't know if it can go any other way. I think it's got to be that. But we'll see. Maybe Luffy's rubberization could help, but I think ultimately it's going to be Momo saving the day in his Oden form. Yeah, and I feel pretty strongly about that. I don't really think I could be convinced otherwise that something else is going to happen. I felt pretty strongly that Zunisha was going to be the one to save all of us from the fire as well, and that ended up kind of happening technically through Raizo this chapter too. So in some way, shape, or form, I think that's how it's going to play out. Thank you, by the way, for the donation. Appreciate that. Fidelio became an emote boy, and so did Tyler Nelson. Thank you for becoming new members. Nakama, appreciate that. By the way, to all the new members, look forward to a community post later today. I'm doing something really cool. I'm going to be doing a Q&A series weekly for my members. And if you are a member, you have access to submit for the Q&A. And it's going to be available for everybody. It's going to be a video that's going to go live. It's going to premiere live publicly, where it's a Q&A of frequently asked questions from all of you, but the questions will be posed from my members in the chat. So make sure to get your questions in. It could be related to anything. Doesn't have to be related to One Piece. When I make that community post a little bit later today. So thank you very much, everybody. Appreciate that. Pure Power came through and said, your thoughts. $10 Canadian donation. I suspect within an area of hockey, Devil Fruit users will be able to restrict environmental manipulation of Devil Fruit powers to even out and rely on physical combat. Think Awakened Luchi versus Luffy rematch hype. That would be kind of neat. I mean, I would love to see a rematch with Luchi and Luffy, but both of them being awakened, I think would be really cool. I think Luffy will curb stomp him at this point. I don't think it would really even be a question of who would win. I think even if Luchi's been training over the course of this time skip, right, and he's awakened his own power and he's utilizing all the different forms of hockey, I think Luffy curb stomps Luchi. So it'd be cool to see a rematch couple panels, but otherwise I think he's getting the floor wiped with him. So yeah, cool idea though. Pure Power, thank you for bringing that up. Mike Man Cool, my guy, always coming through with the Caribou donation, saying, we didn't see my man Caribou's reaction to this, so I wonder what he could be up to right now with the infinite swamp and Kaido's poneglyph just sitting there. Caribou, unironically, despite the fact that you have the meme donations every week, I really do think Caribou could play a role in all of this at the ending, right? Him having that infinite swamp, potentially stealing the poneglyph, potentially being stopped by somebody right before he escapes, that being one of the big revelations we see during the party at the end of Wano Country. Yeah, I think Caribou still has a role to play in the story right now, beyond being the one to give the food to Luffy to power him up to go fight Kaido again. So, yeah, you joke, but really, I think Caribou might actually have a role to play in all this at the end. Lucy B donated and said, do you think this water will also save Orochi from burning? Also, did you see Chuji on Shandi's, excuse me, I can't even speak this morning. Did you see, it's a tongue twister, that's why. Did you see Chuji on Sanji's shoulder? I did not. Let's go back and look real quick. You're talking about the little mouse, right? Chuji's chilling with Sanji now? Oh, he is! He is! He's got Chuji on his shoulder. That's really cute. That's really, really cute. I like that a lot. There's no way we're getting out. The entire garden's gone. And you got Sanji there with Chuji on his shoulder and all of the other geisha. Oh, that's neat. I like that a lot. He's still chilling in the pleasure hall as the fire's burning. What a way to go out, Sanji. Obviously, he's not going to, but that's really cute. Chuji on Sanji. Did you see Chuji on Sanji? There you go. Now I'm able to say it. It's one of those things you read it for the first time and you're like, blah, blah, blah. Also, one weird thing I noticed during this chapter, we saw all the reactions to all the other Straw Hats, but we didn't see Zoro, which is kind of weird. You get the scream that Zoro's life is in danger, but you don't see Zoro. Meanwhile, Code 1 donated and said you missed Dead Zoro in the chapter. I don't see Dead Zoro anywhere. Where do you see Dead Zoro? castle basement. I see Sanji. I see the numbers and Apu. Where's Zoro? I don't see him. You did? Look on the Frankie panel. Oh, he's over Frankie's shoulder. Oh, you're right. I totally missed that. Mimsy saying Roger really was speed reading this chapter. No, it was just one of those things where Zoro was blended into Frankie's shoulder, and I was, by that point, kind of like bored with the stuff we were seeing with the other Straw Hats. Cool to see that. I'm glad you guys are pointing that out. That's neat. That's neat. I'm glad you guys pointed that out. That's good. But also, like, what does that mean? You know what I mean? Like, Zoro being on Frankie's shoulder, what does that tell me? You know what I mean? Like, I'm not even really shocked that I missed it. Because nothing was new in any of the things that Frankie was saying. Frankie's saying how much fire's in the castle, Zoro's life is in danger. It's one of those things where it's like, it was kind of bored. No, I'm not bored of the Straw Hats, Mimsy. Obviously, I want to see more of the Straw Hats, naturally. But there's nothing of value in a panel of seeing Zoro on Frankie's shoulder at this point. It's like, is Zoro going to wake up? Are we going to get an explanation for the Grim Reaper stuff that was thrown in there? The Chuji thing is one thing. Me missing Chuji on Sanji's shoulder was cute. Me missing the Zoro thing, nothing was coming to that. You know what I mean? It's just one of those things that, like, I don't care until it moves the story further along. And again, I care about seeing the Straw Hats. That's fine. You know, and I don't... If you're somebody who really needs to see all the Straw Hats again, at this point in Wano, you know, more power to you, you know. It's just not my thing. It's not my thing. I'm not going to be screaming, saying, oh, I got to see Zoro on Frankie's shoulder for a second. Oh, I'm so excited to see Usopp shooting a green star. I don't care at this point, you know. You're not concerned about... I am concerned about Zoro, Mimsy. I am concerned about Zoro. I am. I want to know what happened with Zoro, but we're not getting anything in this chapter. Do you understand what I mean? Like, I obviously care about Zoro. I want to see what's going on with Zoro and the stuff with the Grim Reaper. But if you truly believe that Zoro is dead and that Zoro's not coming back after all this, like, come on. You know Oda better by now. Come on. I think anybody who's genuinely afraid that Zoro is dead, maybe we're not reading the same story. You know what I mean? Like, obviously Zoro's not dying here in Wano. If he dies and climbs out of hell with the fight with the Grim Reaper or something, maybe that's how it happens. But, and I don't even think I'm like drinking copium on this. I genuinely, like, Zoro's not dying in Wano. So to me, I don't know. I just don't care. It wasn't something in this chapter that I felt I needed as a reader to focus on when there were other things that were cooler in this chapter that I believe, you know, deserved more time to be talked about. Whereas a shot of Zoro's corpse hanging on Frankie's shoulder is like, you know, it's okay. You know. Fair. I'm just the type that really loves to check up on the Straw Hat. Yeah, and that's fine. You know, you do you. That's totally fine. You know, I'm sure there's lots of people that are like you. I totally get it. I don't care at this point in the story. I don't. I don't need the cut-ins with the Straw Hat reactions to the fire when we're in the midst of, like, one of the most hype fights of the entire story. The thing that was important to see in this chapter, obviously, was Jinbei and Raizo, and the little bit of stuff with Nami and Chopper, and then it could have been a quick thing with the other Straw Hats, a quick thing with Apu and Numbers, and that's it. Because I think that Apu and Numbers thing is going to have a role to play. And a quick check-in on Beppo, I think, was fine. And I like that we got the shot with Chuji and Sanji. I think that's a cute little Easter egg. But, no, Zoro fans are angry because Roger doesn't get... No, I love Zoro. I'm the person who made the theory video all those years ago about Zoro versus Kaido. I'm the one who put the poison that is ZKK into the world. I'm the one who did that in the first place. Talking about the Ryuma connections and stuff. So no, I love Zoro. I'm a Zoro fan. I want to see more of Zoro. It's just that wasn't something I wanted to focus on this much during my read through of this chapter. And it wasn't even something that I noticed. So it is what it is. You know, it's fine. It's fine. Yeah. Sorry, we got on a tangent, but I wanted to talk about that. That was good. Ozzy Edwards came through with a donation saying, my account was suspended for a year, so I wasn't able to give my thoughts on several epic chapters. So here's an incentive from me to you to keep me entertained. By the way, shout out to Kyushu92. Yo, shout out to Kyushu and shout out to Ozzy Edwards. Happy you are back. I am worried why your account was suspended, though. Why was your account suspended? Did you upload copyrighted material or something? That'll get you suspended. Welcome back. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for the donation. Appreciate that. Wendy from Water7 donated and said, the lightning actually looks a lot like the spear that Nika was holding in the silhouette. Really cool thing to note. Yeah, it does. It's giving you, maybe the spear was all along a lightning bolt. That's kind of neat, because we never really got to see it. That really is an awesome shot, though, with the zap sound effect and Luffy holding onto it. Love it. Monkey Thief 5 donated and said, we're seeing the after effects of Sanji's new awakening. He looks like Brook. Yo! Oh, man. Okay. Star Fox donating saying, sup, Roger. On page 10, when Frankie's carrying Zoro, doesn't it look like Zoro's missing half his arm? Man, everyone wants to talk about that Zoro panel real quick. All right, let's look at this. Oh, I see why you could think that. Because the way the shading of the blood looks, it does kind of look like his arm is cut off here. But no, you could see the outline of the rest of his arm right here. So his arm is still on. His arm is still on. It's just charred up and burned. But you could still see it. Yeah, you could still see it. Yeah. Tev Sauce said, I really liked the Raizo stuff, but mostly I liked seeing Jinbei shine. I'm curious what the heck Denjiro is going to do. Oda forgot about him. Yeah, we still haven't seen Denjiro at this point, which is a little weird. See, that's the kind of thing where if we're going to throw back to other characters, maybe show us that. Show us the characters we haven't seen in a while that are actually doing something integral to the story, as opposed to just the Straw Hat saying the fire is burning. I don't mean to sound down. I don't want people to think I'm down on the chapter. I'm literally just responding to theories and donations and things that were brought up to me. I'm not down on seeing the Straw Hats. Like, I'm not. I'm really not. It's just not the thing that excites me the most. And so when people are bringing up like, oh, we could have seen more of Denjiro, we could have got an explanation of what was happening with Zoro. There are other more important and more pressing things we could have seen if we were going to check in with other characters. And we didn't need 8 different panels of characters saying, the fire is hot, we're going to die, right? Outside of gags and a couple other things, which some people appreciated, which is fine, right? Not my thing, which is cool. What am I missing over here? Dillip King donated and said, can't Joy Boy control the Sea Kings to catch Onigashima? You think Luffy can control the Sea Kings? To call and hold Onigashima? I mean, that's Shirahoshi's whole thing, is Shirahoshi controls the Sea Kings. You think Luffy is randomly just going to scream and say, hold up Onigashima? I mean, that would be wild. I don't think that's going to happen, but I guess I won't write off the possibility that maybe the Sea Kings will come into play. I don't know. I'm sticking to my Momo theory. I really am. I really think it's going to be Momo holding things up, so. Isla donated again and said, did you receive my first super chat? Of course I did. I read it earlier. Oh, this must be a backup one from when I was reading the chapter. Okay, saying, funny idea. Luffy playing with Light equals a future combo with Eneru versus someone strong. Maybe after discovering the truth on the moon, Eneru will become an ally to Joy Boy / Nika / Luffy. Now that would be awesome. That would be really, really cool. Eneru putting aside his god complex, saying, Luffy, from one god to another, let's finish this. Throwing a lightning bolt his way and slamming it down during the final war. Yes, sir! That gets me kind of hype. I like that. I like that idea. I like that idea that Eneru discovered some type of truth on the moon that maybe creates a reverence for Nika and a mutual respect among the gods. Yes. I love, 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 love that idea. Love it. 10 out of 10. I love it. That's a great one. Shout out to you. I love that. Lucy B said, you didn't answer. So again, what do you think will happen? Do you think the water is going to save Orochi from burning? 50-50 at this point. I think Orochi has to die though, right? Orochi's got to get killed. Maybe he's going to get burned to a crisp because of the stuff we saw with Kazenbo. Maybe then the water puts him out. And then maybe at the end of all of it, you get a charred up Orochi crawling towards Momo looking like Oden, and then one final slash from the scabbards and take him out. I don't know. I really, truly hope that Orochi is the one character that does die after all this. I really do. I hope we don't leave Wano with a living Orochi. That would be admittedly trash. So I don't want that to happen. Someone major's gotta die. Someone major has to in this arc. Has to. After everything that happened. And I think Orochi is probably a good candidate for that, so. Ozzy Edwards said, no, my suspension wasn't anything like that. Somebody just hacked into my account and said something offensive. Oh, well, that sucks. Well, I'm sorry, Ozzy. I'm glad you got your account back. That is not good. Yeah, that stinks. Hey, Vincenzi's in the chat saying, oh God, I didn't even think about Orochi. Please, no, don't make him live. Don't make him drown in it, if anything. Oh, maybe, or drowning in the water. Oh, yeah, I don't want that either. I don't want that either. Nice to see you in here, by the way. Oh, yeah, I don't want him to drown in Zunisha's water. No, I want to see Orochi taken out by either the scabbards, or I want to see Orochi being taken out by Momo, or officially by Hiyori at the end of all of it. Oh, yeah. I don't want to see that happen. B-U-G-R-A Bekar just became a member. Thank you very much. Colton Mack just became a member. And my guy, Peso Pete, coming through. That's my dude right there. Peso Pete coming through, becoming a member on today's One Piece stream. Welcome to the squad. Finally, Peso Pete, let me give you one of these. Naka! Welcome, welcome, welcome. Shout out. That's my guy right there. Thank you for joining the membership. That is awesome. Great seeing you in here. A certain wing donated and said, Smile users will be drowning in the water. Oh, like the gifters and things like that? Yeah, well, they might get washed away. I don't think they're going to drown in the ocean current. I don't think anybody's honestly going to drown from the water. I think the water's going to put out the fire, and they're all going to get washed away. All the characters will end up in one spot. This is going to be their excuse to get everybody in one spot, right? They all get washed away by the water. They all end up in one spot. They look up at Momo in the sky. You got the flame clouds that gives you the opportunity for Momo to hold up Onigashima. I think that's what we're getting. I think that's our excuse to put out the flames, get everybody in one spot. That's what I think. Thank you, dude. Lovely to catch some of the stream. I mean, I'm worried for a lot of people with the devil fruits and all that seawater, but hopefully it's just going to knock them out. Yeah, I didn't even consider the possibility that they're going to die or drown, because obviously they'd be burning to death. So I think this is a better alternative, right? That they get washed away into one location. Yeah, I mean, they won't be able to use their powers temporarily, but who needs to use their powers at this point? The fight's over, right? All the Tobiropo are down. The Calamities are down. It's just Luffy and Kaido left. And then Momo and Yamato holding up Onigashima. So, like, they don't really need to use their powers at this point. I'm not really too concerned for any of them. Yeah. But I don't think they're going to die. Burning or drowning, what's the difference? Both would be extremely painful for Orochi. Probably... But I don't know. I think I would prefer Orochi to be killed by a scabbard or burned, because it goes along with the Fire Festival thing. But I don't know. Aman Gupta donated and said, I missed your stream last week, but on Luffy's giant form, remember in chapter 703 when the gladiators say the real Straw Hat is an 8-man tall giant? Goda. Wait, what? Remember in chapter 703 when the gladiators said the real Straw Hat is an 8-meter tall giant? In 703, I gotta be honest, I have no idea what you're referring to. I got no idea what you're referring to. Do you mean Little Oars Jr.? Like the Straw Hat with Little Oars Jr. in the cover story in Wano? I mean, in Wano, in Dressrosa? I don't know what you're referring to. I'll have to go back and look after this. I don't have my thing logged in because I had to switch over my Brave browser to do my Kingdom Hearts reaction, but I'll check that out after the stream. They foreshadowed Luffy's giant form? That's awesome. Peso Pete said 85% of everyone in that flood is Devil Fruit or Smire users. So yeah, everyone is just getting ragdolled with the current. Right, exactly. They're going to get ragdolled, they're going to get thrown into one spot, and that's going to be that. That's exactly what I think. And then, like Poof just said, Jinbei could swoop in, collect them, call it a day, and that's going to be that. Right. BUGRA said, man, I've been following you for 6 or 7 years. And you are probably the reason I'm still so hyped and excited for every chapter of One Piece. Thank you for everything you do. We absolutely love you from Turkey. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Nakama. Thank you very, very much. V Shin said, did you miss my earlier donation? I don't think I did. I read all the donations. There weren't as many this week, so I think I got to all of them. I must have read it earlier. Let me scroll up and see real quick. I'll double check for you. Oh, I did. Hold on. Oh, there's a bunch of donations I missed. Excuse me. Hold on a minute. Wait. Wait, there's a bunch that I missed. Whoa, there's a bunch of members I missed too. Why are these just showing up now? Hold on. First off, Hand Refraction, Robert Romanowski. I don't know how to say this name in Japanese, but someone in Japanese. How Not, and Joseph all became members. So thank you, Nakama, to all of you, saying, love the entertainment, can't wait for Kingdom Hearts 4 and more One Piece content. Joseph saying, loving One Piece, haven't been this excited about the series since pre-time skip. The story's really getting back to its roots, and I love your content. How Not, giving a little love emote. And Robert saying, Nakama, thanks for all the entertainment. I did, so hold on, give me a second. I did, I missed your donations. Wait, give me a sec, let me read these. V Shin V said, unrelated to the chapter, but what proof did Roger have that made people believe he reached Laugh Tale? I think his clout. Right? It's his clout. It's the Pirate King declaring that One Piece existed, and then the world government trying to shut that down and ushering in a new era of pirates. Right. It was his clout. He's Gold D. Roger. He's the Pirate King. What he says goes. Nicholas donated and said, the artist needs... Wait, what is this? The artist needs danger pay for having to get spoiled every week to do the thumbnails? Just kidding. Great volume opener this week. Know where everyone is and now where the story is going. Really exciting stuff. Absolutely, Nicholas. I need to pay him danger pay so he doesn't get spoiled. Mike Mancool donated again, by the way, and said, I like what you said about Emu having a salt fruit. Salt preserves meat, so maybe that's how Emu and the Gorosei have been alive for so long. Absolutely been loving your live streams. See, and that's the whole thing too, right? That salt has the preservation aspect to it too. Maybe that should be my video on Friday, right? The possibility of a salt fruit. Maybe I'll do a double theory video, because it's been a while since I did one, and I have an idea that I want to talk about. But I actually do think that's a good thing to bring up, right? On one hand, the future of the story, right? And Emu and the potential devil fruit of Emo and the salt devil fruit, while at the same time the potential devil fruit for the other main antagonist in the story moving forward, Blackbeard, and what his devil fruit could potentially be now that we know Luffy's is a mythical zone and they're the parallels of each other. So maybe that'll be the topic. Maybe the topic of next Sunday's video is going to be like the two big theories that I'm most excited about moving into the end of One Piece. I don't know. I'll find a better way to phrase it and get people excited about it. But yeah. Speaking of, Alex also donated with a $20 donation, bringing up, I have a theory that Blackbeard's devil fruit's real name is the model Hades, the god of the underworld. Hades made sure the dead did not leave, which is what Blackbeard does with his power, and also Luffy holding lightning could be a nod to Zeus. I like that as well. People were talking about Hades after last week's chapter. People were bringing it up in the poll that I made, asking what do you believe the mythical zone for Blackbeard would be if he had a mythical zone that allowed him to eat other devil fruits. Hades was one that got very high on that list along with the Kraken fruit. So yeah, really cool stuff. Really cool stuff. I will definitely bring that up. James Gillian became a member again, Nakama, thank you. Physical Anime coming through saying, since zones have a mind of their own, what if mist zones can sense the potential in a person? With Luffy being freedom, Kaido being the strongest, and Yamato being the guard of Wano, etc. Mythical zones can sense the potential in a person. That's a really cool idea. I like that idea a lot. That would also go back to Sengoku too, right? With Sengoku having the Golden Buddha. KT saying, you have a really cool sounding voice. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Thank you for saying I have a cool sounding voice. That's very sweet. Thank you, Katie. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Physical Anime also donated again and said, because of this, I think Emu might have the mythical human fruit King Arthur, with the 5 elders being Knights of the Round Table. Oh, wait a minute. I like that. I like that a lot. I love the idea of like a King Arthur type of fruit. I never would have even considered that. That's kind of neat. That's kind of neat. Zebik donated again saying, where is Denjiro? Hashtag where is Denjiro? We could definitely start that. I'm down. Zay Miller becoming a member for 24 months saying, Roger, there's a theory that there are other 3 god devil fruits, the rain god, earth god, and sky god. Interesting. I have not seen those theories yet, but I will definitely check those out. Earth gods and sky gods. Who did a video on that topic? I'm curious. I'll watch him after this. Isaac donated and said, if Momo grows up to have similar abilities to the kind showcased by Kaido here in Wano, perhaps Momo could end up being one of the strongest fighters in the era after Luffy. Sure. Yeah. Yeah. Nothing wrong with that. James Gillian donating 45 euros, saying, imagine if Blackbeard is the one to get a hold of Germa 66's tech. All hell would break loose. On one hand, I don't want to see that happen because he'd be incredibly powerful, but on the other hand, I want to see that happen because he would be incredibly powerful and it'd be awesome for the story. So either way the story goes, I'm down with it. Thank you, by the way, to James for that awesome donation. Appreciate that. Windy from Water 7 donated and said, what if the lantern's fire boosted Momo's flames? Well, I mean, now it's not going to matter because now the water's out. So at this point, it doesn't matter. Ryan Johnson said, will the seawater reverse Tama's control of the smiles? Ooh, now that's a good point. I didn't even think about that. That Tama's using her devil fruit power to control the other gifters, right? And put them on her side. But if they're all washed away by the water, will that negate the effect of the Dango? That is a really, 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 really good question to bring up that I didn't even consider. I like that a lot. I like that a lot, yeah. Because that could throw a whole wrench in things. But also I'm wondering, do they keep the memories of when they were in service of Tama? And that maybe they've been working with the Straw Hats so long and they've been having a good rapport over the course of this and working with the other allies that they wouldn't even be on Kaido's side in the first place because all the calamities in Tobiropo were down anyway. I don't know. It's a good thing to bring up, though. Katie, by the way, became a member with the Emote Boys tier. Thank you very much, Katie Nakama, saying you got a cool sounding voice once again. Thank you very much. And Michael Cody becoming a member as well, saying 2 years strong, hashtag Mammoth Boys. Thank you very much. Eric Amaya in the chat said, at chapter 76, page 9, if you reread Dressrosa, I didn't realize that Dofi mentions Law's Up fruit and how it could transplant personalities as well as immortality. Did he want Law to switch with him? Or did he want Law to switch with Emu? I always assumed it was he wanted Law to switch with him. Not that he wanted Law to switch with Emu. But then again, someone with Law's fruit previously could have used the immortality fruit on Emu. Could have happened. That's a really good point, though, yeah, like Peso says, about the water potentially washing away the Dango powers. I really didn't even consider that. I think I might have to timestamp all of these individual theories in this one, because there's a lot of really good things that I didn't bring up during my reaction to the chapter that I think is important to talk about. They'll only be washed away by water for so long. Remember, there is a giant hole at the bottom of Onigashima that Law made too. Right, that's right. Wolf Soul, by the way, became a member. Thank you very much, Wolf Soul. Appreciate that. Nakama. And Tyler saying, by the way, today was my 2-year anniversary with the Mammoth Boys. Yo, congrats, dude. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Eric Amaya said, no, it was for Law to switch Dofi with Emu. I'm pretty sure Dofi wanted Law to use the immortality thing on himself. But Eric is saying that he thought, that he wanted Law to switch Emu. Oh, I get what you're saying now. I get what you're saying. You're saying that you know, or you think, that Dofi knew about Emu and the empty throne. And that was the secret about the world government that Dofi was basically holding over their heads. And that Dofi wanted Law to switch personalities with Emu to be able to sit on the empty throne. Or to switch personalities and then find out the truth about the world, all the things that Emu knows. Either way, that would be really cool. I see what you're saying now. I really like the idea. I think that could be really cool. Now I understand why Dofi would want to switch with someone. Right, because he could switch his personality and sit on the throne as Emu, and no one would be the wiser. Or he could switch personalities with Emu and somehow find out the truth about the world. I'm understanding now. I'm understanding what you were saying. I'm understanding what you're putting out there. Yeah, he wanted Law to be loyal to him and then switch with Emu to rule the world. You got it. Exactly, exactly. If that was the case, then does that mean that Emu was the national treasure? I assumed the national treasure was one of two things, the giant straw hat or the empty throne. So if it was the empty throne, that goes in line with what we already know anyway. So, yeah. Man, lots of really awesome theory talk in today's live stream. For it being such a, I'm not going to say mid-chapter. It wasn't a mid-chapter. It was a fine chapter. It's like, I would say it was, like, if I was doing ratings, I would say it was like a 7 out of 10. But for it being such a exposition kind of moving the plot along chapter, we got some really cool theories in the chat today. So I'll make sure to timestamp all this. Obviously, we're on break, so don't worry about it. There won't be a One Piece live stream next week, but I will have a video talking about 2 of my favorite theories right now in the One Piece world and some of the things I'm most excited about for the endgame of One Piece. That'll be my video for Sunday. Look forward to that. Thank you, by the way, to everybody who donated during the stream. Everybody was here. All the new members. Greatly appreciate it. Love you all. Thank you again to Alienware for sponsoring the stream. Greatly appreciate that, too. And until next Sunday, there's going to be a couple more videos that are going to go up on the YouTube channel in the meantime. But until next Sunday, I will talk to you guys later. Bye-bye, everybody. Nakama!